Today, we're covering another weirdo. But first, I want to ask Pickle, Shumba, what do you guys think that the consequence for a child predator should be?
I think it should always fit the crime. So I think as harsh as you can go, as long as you're able to concretely prove that a crime was committed, I say take it all the way to the max.
I mean to beat you to death.
I've said it before, I'll say it again, chemical castration. And then whatever jail time you want to slap on after it. I truly believe that if you touch kids, your bits should be taken away from you, male, female, across the board. Take it off because you clearly cannot control or understand that there's a difference between a consenting adult and a minor, no matter how much time you've spent with them, no matter how mentally old or young you think they are. You cannot consent. If you're a minor, take it off them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hang on, I can't get me garden shears out.
Nothing wrong with what y'all want. I think, personally, that the penalty should be death.
Unpardonable, off with his head.
You can't offend again if, you're in the dirt 6 feet under, or maybe you're in a vase on your mom's, fireplace, whatever have you.
A yarn for the urn.
This brings us into our subject today. We're talking about Vitaly? I messed up on his name last time, and you lovely people on the internet let me know.
Are you happy now?
He collaborated with Adin Ross.
Hey, how old are you guys?
I'm 19. Facts.
Let's fucking go. It's about time.
Wait, how old are you?
23.
And he also collaborated with Myron of Fresh and Fit.
Again!
They went and set up a little bust, and this guy, he's a younger person, but not under the age. He's of age, and he's eliciting sexual things with a minor. They kind of get into it, and they kind of do some things that we feel are there to boost their streaming numbers as opposed to actually bust them.
You ready to wrestle a gator?
Take a good look in there, bro. Take a good freaking look at that.
Cops or gator?
You want to eat that?
What is that? Doing me?
The world's hottest gummy bear, yeah. It's a game show challenge. Don't worry, you won't die. You survive. It's just hot, spicy. You take it like a man.
Go ahead, try it. Just lick it.
But no one's forcing you to do anything, by the way.
Clearly you are.
I am? Am I pinning you down?
You're not being forced to do anything, bro. Matter of fact, you're free to go anytime, just so you know. FYI.
Take a good freaking look at that.
Cops or gator?
No one's holding you here.
Yeah, no one's making you
right now.
No one's making you eat anything, nothing.
Just want to make that very clear.
Cops or gator?
You gonna try the gummy bear? Might as well.
You ready to wrestle a gator?
You're free to go at any time, just so you know.
Cops or gator? What's that?
No, just get. I can cool you out with some roaches.
Want to get a cockroach?
Yeah, it's supposed to level you out.
Get a level out here.
What do you feel? You want to try a cockroach? It's supposed to level you out.
Just so you know, you're not being held.
Cops or gator?
Or detained or anything like that. You could walk out.
Well, what are we doing with that?
Just having a conversation. We're just free the whole time.
What are y'all's thoughts on the whole spicy gummy bear and the attempt to get him to eat cockroaches?
Well, I think that this does have a stark difference from, say, someone like Chris Hanson in Dateline, who worked hand in hand with the police as much as they could to set up the stings and everything like that, which this was done here too. But if you go in with a bag full of spicy gummy bears and a box full of cockroaches, it sounds like you had something else planned other than justice. It sounds like maybe you were trying to boost numbers.
I mean, boosting numbers would make sense, and I enjoyed watching the little bit of torture that happened. Hopefully it doesn't affect the legal case. It is worth mentioning that they did have police outside.
Miami PD is different.
Do you guys think the charges are going to stick?
I personally think that the prosecution is going to deal with a little bit of trouble. Earlier I said Chris Hanson, he would work hand in hand with police, and they would get the text, the documents, the emails, whatever they had as proof. They would show it to the accused, and they would let them know you have a right to leave, etc., etc. Once they leave the house, they're arrested. In this situation, there was an interim period. They showed them the text messages, they let them know you can leave, and then they busted out the gummy bears.
We have gummy bears, chocolate chips.
Some roaches.
It's that little portion right there that I think that the defense will use against the prosecution in order to either mitigate the sentence or maybe get this dude off when he shouldn't have been.
Yeah, and the streamer's defense, though, they did go ahead and tell him,
just so you know, you're not being held.
This brings us into our next subject. It happened in Florida, and Florida mess with some Florida laws. They have a very stern look as far as the consequences of this kind of crime involving minors goes. Pickle, do you care to go ahead and enlighten the audience on how Florida views this?
In 2008, the Supreme Court ruled in Kennedy v. Louisiana that a law making the death penalty an option for the crime of R-wording a child was unconstitutional. But according to the language in the new bill, lawmakers opined that the court's ruling in Kennedy was wrongly decided and that such cases are an egregious infringement of the state's power to punish the most heinous of crimes. The bill's sponsor and a former prosecutor, Senator Jonathan Martin, told his colleagues that the most serious crime, like sexual battery on a child, needs the most serious punishment, and the most serious penalty, and the most serious deterrent. The bill passed the Florida legislature with bipartisan support and was passed in the same legislative session as a bill to lower the threshold for death penalty recommendations by Florida juries from unanimous to a vote of 8-4. Governor DeSantis, who supported and signed both pieces of legislation, believes the Supreme Court will uphold Florida's new child sexual battery law. This bill sets up a procedure to be able to challenge that precedent and to be able to say that in Florida, we think that the worst of the worst crimes deserve the worst of the worst punishment, said Governor DeSantis. In a statement posted to social media, Governor DeSantis praised the state's attorney's decision to seek the death penalty in this case. The state's attorney has my full support.
And this is why I love Florida. Florida don't play. There was even a press conference where one of the sheriffs was talking about he preferred that the people that were victims of B&E, that they go ahead and shoot the intruder because it's less for him to do.
The people of Polk County like guns. I encourage them to own guns, and they're going to be in their homes tonight. And if you try to break into their homes to steal, to set fires, I'm highly recommending they blow you back out of the house with their guns.
He prefers them a little dead, and I like that, and I hope that the same sentiment carries over to these child predators. Florida overall, I like what they do with the laws, and I feel like they do it, they breed some of the craziest people. We get, Florida man has become its whole own thing in the zeitgeist. They need to punish people so that way they could avoid as many crazies and weirdos.
If you're a state that's had 2 Grand Theft Auto games made after you, that your laws and the people that are coming out of this state, they might need a little more special attention. Like if you're at a school and, one of the students needs a little more help than the other one. That's Florida.
Do you think that he's going to get charged with it, or do you guys think that he's going to get off with it?
Ultimately, even with the mitigating factors, he's probably going to do some jail time. Just from hearing the Polk County Sheriff talk, hearing about Governor DeSantis, say all that stuff. So I'm pretty confident in the state that it happened, that yes, he will. I don't see that happening anywhere else, though.
You don't think the death penalty is going to happen to him, though?
No, I don't think he's going to get the death penalty. I think that this law is more to kind of be as a deterrent, and I think it may happen once or twice, but I do think that the stuff that they did in the interim with the gummy bear and stuff like that, I think it's going to mess with the case, personally. Now, will it generate lots of YouTube views? Yeah.
Fiddlesticks, it's the news, not the views that count.
Will he go to jail? Yeah, but I don't think he's going to die.
Fair enough. Shumba, what are your thoughts on this?
I think that the defense might have something that they can use here to potentially get the man off. Hopefully that doesn't happen. However, I think that the way that Vitaly and all of these YouTubers are doing it, some of them are doing it in a way to where it makes it very easy to prosecute the case, because the arrest is one thing, but getting them to stay in jail, getting them to actually be punished is what these guys should be aiming for, not so much just the arrest. Like the case that Vitaly just did, busting that old man in California where some random guy came up and punched the guy in the face. I think that guy might also have potential legal recourse to keep himself out of jail, specifically because of the way the case was handled. I think that they could be doing this a bit better, though the intentions, or at least what they're saying they're doing this for, seems to be good.
Me personally, I hope they send him back into the gulag. Let us know down in those comments below. Do you guys think that he deserves a death penalty? Do you guys think that Vitaly is doing the right thing? Is his heart in the right place, or is he just doing this for clicks? Would you watch this content? Do you watch this content? Let us know all that down in the comments below. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button, hit that like button. With that being said, I'm Rugburn.
And I'm Pickled Landon.
And this is Tombstone Tourist.